So this peace sometimes is wisdom that's spoken that you may not understand. And why is that? So I was going to explain the why. Before I get to the why, let me tell you how I got the why. Because it was a real life experience. I had lost my brother, and I had flew to New York for the funeral. And before I flew there, I was actually in Jersey at my cousin's house. And when I woke up that morning, God said, "You're going to speak at the funeral." I said, "No, I'm not." I picked up my Bible, got in the car. I don't want to do this.
Right.
I don't want to be seen with this Bible. I wasn't even in the word like that. I was in it, but not in it like that. I brought it. I'm carrying it. I'm the only one walking in with the Bible. Like, I'm the only one with the Bible. Like, I'm sitting down. You were there.
Well, who's funeral?
Terrence. You wasn't there? Or was your brother? You was there.
My brother be at every funeral.
You wasn't there, Terrence, my brother, for Terrence funeral? I don't remember.
I feel like
There was a lot of
was.
people there. I thought you was there.
I feel like I was.
I think I saw you. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, I ended up speaking at his funeral. I'm watching everybody crying and you know, people going through what they're going through, and it's understandable. You know what I mean? There's a loved one, he's passing away. And when I left, you know, I'm not saying I did cry, but we're at my aunt's house and everybody's eating food, breaking bread and everything. And there's still some people sobbing, you know, of course mom is going through it. But then I started thinking, why am I not like going through it?
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on? Like
it's something
I
wrong with me?
want to be
doing what they're doing.
I want to be real hurt right now. Not to say that it didn't hurt me, but I want to feel this, like really feel this pain. And in that moment, the verse came to my mind. I'm about to answer the why for y'all, because sometimes it doesn't make sense. I'll give you the peace that surpasses all understanding. And I heard that verse, but right in that moment, I was living that verse.
Right.
And I said, whoa. So when you have that peace in your pace, sometimes the wisdom of God speaks and tells you to do things opposite to what you think you need to do, and you don't understand it because it's peace. It's surpassing your understanding. Right. So when somebody says, well, man, why you didn't come to the conference? Or why you didn't do this? And why? And, well, you know, God just told me to go take a walk with my wife in the park. What? That don't make sense to them.
Right.
And guess what? That don't make sense to you. And so when they ask you, well, why are you doing this? And why are you making that decision? All you can say is, I'm at peace. Because it says it's the peace that surpasses all understanding, meaning you don't even understand.
You can't fathom. Come on.
So how can I give you an answer for something I don't even understand? All I can say to you is, I'm at peace.
I'm at peace. Wow.
You stay in a relationship because this now every relationship might not be peachy. You stay in a relationship and this, that, and the third is going on. If the peace of God told you to be still. Be still. Sir, man.
Come on, sir. You
still connected with that family member? If the peace of God told you to be still, be still.
Be still.
And because when you say, well, if it's saying be still, you're not going to understand.
Right.
Because that peace is surpassing your understanding. What we try to do sometimes is like, if they don't make sense and I don't understand it, then I am. And we operate and see, once again, here's where the enemy comes
Human
and plays with it. Not even just the enemy, people around us.
Right.
Girl, I don't know how you're going to do that and that business, and I don't know why you're going to stay there and do that and do, man, bro, I don't know how you're going to. And what happens is they kidnap or the enemy's trying to steal that peace. And what he's trying to is give you understanding.
Right.
Have you think analytical. And think intellectually.
Think
and
realistic.
So
someone
now
tells
you
me
have
today.
an intellectual
Think
thing
realistic.
going on. You're like, oh, let me calculate this.
Come on, Jamel.
This is why I should go. You start convincing yourself why you should go to the event and why you shouldn't go to the park and why you should be with this man and why you should be with that woman and why you should talk to your family that way and why you shouldn't see this and do that. And then you convince yourself, and now you have, since you convinced yourself, now you have the counterfeit.
Right.
And you make the move. Now you're
fell for the bait.
And you make your move, and now you're in this position, and you don't have the peace of God.
Yep.
But you're in the position that you want. You're on the platform that you want.
You're looking the part. You're looking the part.
At the people, and they're ready for you to respond. But since you don't have the peace of God presence, you don't even give them what they really need.
Right. Oh, you missed it.
You give them you.
You missed it.
Because you're out of position.
Right. Yep.
Now the great thing about it is that God's peace comes with grace.
Yeah,
that's the sum total of all of this, you guys. Because somebody's listening to watch and say, I understand that, but I'm jacked up and I done made poor decision after poor decision. That's why his peace comes with grace, and his peace is his son.
Yeah.
He offers, inside that peace that he offers is grace.
Right.
Not for you to use greasy or carelessly, but inside of it is grace that you can pick yourself up again and say, like me, God, thank you for your peace being in my pace today.
Absolutely.
And go out the door, a new person.
Mm.
Inside that peace is grace and new mercy.
Right.
Inside that, it's so much in that peace.
It's so much in the peace.
Inside that peace,
There's levels to this thing.
Inside that peace
Yes.
is faithfulness and forgiveness.
Yep.
But ultimately the wisdom.
Absolutely.
Why wouldn't you want it?
Ooh, he talking to me today.
The reason we wouldn't want it is because the counterfeit feels just
Right.
like
It feels like it.
It feels like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the Barbados and I'm on the island and me and my whatever, and it's so peaceful. Yes, it is very peaceful, but are you really at peace?
Right.
You know how many couples I know that try to go on trips to get peace?
Mm-hmm.
No. If it ain't in you, it ain't gonna be there when you get there.
Right.
You gonna
that
Look,
water
like,
is green, it's beautiful, but you're still in that peace.
Think
You're just in a
about it.
beautiful place.
you may have a peaceful time,
Wow.
but when you come home,
Mm.
if it was never in you,
Mhm.
it's only a matter of time.
Yep.
Because counterfeits don't last.
Right.
Anything in the dark will be exposed by the light.
Boom.
Inside of that peace of God is light.
Yep.
So anytime anything dark comes around it, it's going to be exposed.
Yep.
Oh, that's not really peace.
Mm-hmm.
That's not real. That's counterfeit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what do we gotta do? We gotta study that anyway.
Right.
You gotta study these crafty schemes and ways that he's trying to steal your peace.
True. Yeah.
And even when we see it in people,
Mm-hmm.
God forbid it's in your relationship with your
Mhm.
husband or your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Call that thing out.
Right.
Speak to it.
Mm-hmm.
Peace. Peace be still.
Yes. Absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right, look.
Absolutely.
Because I think somebody probably might be in that situation. Because encapsulated also inside of that peace is authority.
Boom.
God ain't gonna look. God knew what he was doing when he said, "I'm gonna give you this peace. I'm gonna put a lot of things in this."
Absolutely. So
The Prince of Peace, what we're talking about, really, is inside of his son. It's a lot of things in there, and one of those things I give you is authority.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, when the husband or the wife is talking irate, the peace may say, "Don't say nothing,"
Yep.
or the peace may say, "Speak to it,"
Mm-hmm.
and give you the words.
Mm-hmm.
Peace be still. And here's the thing: you're not talking to the person,
It's the spirit.
the spirit.
Yep.
And when that spirit of God of peace in you speaks,
Mm-hmm.
and that peace come out, it may sound like some weak words, peace be still. That don't sound deep, no. Because here's the thing, once again, the enemy wants to deceive you
Yep.
with counterfeit peace. You gotta yell.
Yep.
No, you better shut up and don't talk to me like that. He knows that that's gonna trigger that.
Mm-hmm.
And then boom, we got a big argument, he's
Yep.
gonna step out
Mm-hmm.
and go to the next door neighbors.
Ooh.
And get
Go to the outlet.
And then when I leave that building, I'm gonna go to the next building.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when I leave that house, I'm gonna go to the next house.
Mhm.
But the house he's going to stop at is the house where somebody has the spirit of God and the peace of God in them, and they look at the situation and they go, "Peace be still."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then next thing you know, that spirit that's in them, I'm talking about the authority.
Cease.
I ain't talking about counterfeit authority.
Right,
I'm talking
right,
about
right.
when you know you got the spirit of God,
Mhm.
peace in you, and you speak, and that authority comes out, and that spirit's got a silence.
That's it. The end. Woo! I felt that.
And to put the cherry on
I
top,
felt
you might
that.
have to, and put the cherry on top, you might have to add, "In the name of Jesus,
Right.
peace be still."
Still.
And now the husband or the wife, see what happens is the spirit knows the spirit knows who I'm talking to.
Right.
The person is confused
Yep.
because they're under control by the spirit.
Oh,
So they
yeah.
like, I'm expecting him or her to yell like I'm yelling or trip
What we
like I'm
usually
tripping and throw something like I'm throwing something. But they walked off or they stood there and looked at me with the popcorn bowl, looked at me and said, "Peace be still in the name of Jesus,"
That's it.
and started eating popcorn.
And said, "What we watching tonight?"
Now you have two
The
options.
food is almost done.
And the person has two options: either to stay there and keep yelling because they realize that you ain't gonna say
Ain't nothing happening.
or keep tripping because they realize you ain't tripping, or they're gonna have to walk off and get themselves together,
Right.
or they're gonna have to sit down and fall under the authority of the Prince of God,
That's
the
the
peace
one.
of God.
The peace of God.
Those are the options.
Absolutely.
Either you're gonna fall under the authority of the peace of God, or you're gonna leave, or they're gonna leave. Those are your only two options. Because one, I'm not gonna sit here and trick with you. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you. I'm not gonna sit here and fuss with you. I ain't doing all the things. I'm not gonna raise my temper because I have this
Not
peace
today,
in my
Satan.
face, and his peace is controlling my position. I'm gonna stand in this position. I'm gonna sit in this position in the peace of God that I have And either you're going to leave or you're going to fall under the authority.
Now, what we doing?
What we doing?
Absolutely.
And a very common, peace be still in the name of Jesus. What we doing?
What we doing?
You leaving or you?
What's happening right now?
And that's the tone. It ain't.
Yep.
No, we need to have this conversation. I'm at peace. What you want to do? Either you leaving
I felt that
or
thing.
you staying.
Telling you, what we doing?
Now, if somebody's in a situation where the person wants to get irate and just really start, trying to harm you, that's a different scenario.
Different.
We got to call the authorities because now the things you don't want to submit under that authority, you will submit under some authority. But in that equation, you either leaving or you staying. Like most people, if you chose your partner correctly,
that part.
If you chose them correctly, that's
correctly.
a whole other conversation. If you chose them correctly, if you got a relationship assessment, then you would
Mel.
assess the situation. You're out here dating and you choosing men. Say you choose the person and y'all together for a length of time. Get a relationship assessment. Get some counselors. Then you could probably see.
Tell us what that is.
This person's pieces off. This relationship assessment identifies your behavioral patterns, how you deal with things spiritually, financially, how your parenting skills are. How you deal with conflicts, it points these things out. When you have a blueprint to look at and say, okay, oh, that's how she deal with that. Oh, that's how she deal with that. Doesn't make him a bad person,
right?
But now,
I know what I'm dealing with, or what I'm not going to deal with.
Now I can say, now the peace of God is looking at it. Like, either I'm going to continue and we're going to address this so we can become stronger, or I might just have to say peace.
Right. Like that.
The peace of God to give you the strength to say peace. I think that's a sea level.
Yeah, that is. That was freaking everything just now. Listen, when I tell you, I felt all of that, and even going back to, it's going to sound weird, but he knows what I'm talking about because before we came on, I shared this with him because we were speaking about this particular thing before I came to Atlanta. I'm explaining to my friend here that while in the airport, I'm just walking, minding my business, and I said to him, and people who may believe in angels and things, I literally said to Jamel, I said, I feel like it was an angel because there was no reason for this man to be where he was. He was kind of smack dead right there, like where the trains are, in the airport. What's it called? Hartsfield Airport. He literally had no reason to be where he was. Like everybody just hustling, busting, doing their thing, and I'm just rolling my little thing. And I remember even being on what's the one that pushes you? Yeah, the little escalator thing. You don't have to walk on there, but you just do. I'm literally in the zone because I'm at peace. So he must see me from afar, being at peace. So I'm just walking slow. Everybody flying past me, kids yelling at, and I'm just walking. And he goes, "Why are you walking so slow?" And I walk up a little bit closer to. I said, "I'm sorry." He goes, "Why are you walking so slow?" I said, "Well, I'm at peace." Like that. And I kind of chuckled and I said, I don't have my kids, I don't have my husband. I said, I'm at peace. And he smiles at me. He goes, I can see the peace all over you. He goes, that's good. He said, have a nice day, man. I said, you as well. And I kept on walking. But what was interesting is the first thing I thought about was a conversation him and I had. And then I started literally evaluating my response to him while I continued to walk in peace. And I said, my response to this gentleman was, I don't have my husband and I don't have my children. Why did I say that? Right? Why did I say that? So I started thinking about, how we are when we're traveling. I started thinking about what am I coming home to? And I started to literally evaluate my peace. What does that look like to me? What does that look like to other people? And what you said was so relevant when you said, I'm laughing because, I've seen that where people, he's going crazy and and it's just like, okay, babe, the food is ready when you're ready. Or okay, babe, your shower's on. And they keep it pushing. So he ain't got no choice to be like, oh, all right. And there's a confidence now because why am I acting like this? Because she's good. Like I need to get where she's at. So like he said, it's going to be either one thing or the other. Either it's going to be peace because this ain't it, or let me get it together. Or let me get back to my peace. Because I don't think anybody wakes up wanting a counterfeit peace. No. But with that being said, you have to have enough wisdom to self-evaluate, understand where you are in your life, understand where you are in your peace, understand where you are in your relationship to be able to see, oh, hold on, I done got a course.
Yeah.
I done stepped out of my peace. So now I'm looking for the wrong thing. I done stepped out of my peace when it comes to being a business owner. I know God has told me to do this business. I heard God. I know I heard God, even though certain things don't look like what he spoke to me, but I know what I'm supposed to be doing. But now I see other people on social media going to these people who got the glitz and glam. I need to be in that room. And no, you don't. You need to pull back a little bit and go back to the drawing board of when you started, when God spoke to you about the business, and say, oh, snap, this is in this particular month, I did get off course. I didn't go direct. I didn't follow every step that I said I was going to follow, that God told me to follow. So let me get back to that so I can get back to my peace. Yeah. I don't have to be in that room with everybody else. Okay, they're gonna talk about it on social media. We get it. Everybody's gonna say, "Oh, it was dope. That conference in Atlanta was crazy." And oh, if you wasn't there, you missed this. You at peace because God told you to go back to the beginning of when I first spoke to you, when I first got you in that place where you were listening to me, where you were excited to be obedient to what I said, where you were feeling everything I told you. Go back to that so we get back to your peace. Because nobody wants counterfeit peace. You don't want that. If it's that peace that's from the enemy, is gonna leave you with sorrow. That peace from God will have people encounter you and it's going to be contagious. Like, oh, nah, I was feeling some type of way, but when Mel came in, now I'm feeling all right. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want the counterfeit peace, so just be mindful. Evaluate yourself. See where you got off course. See why all of a sudden you at work where you ain't never, ever looked at a person a certain way. Now you're looking at them like, well, they looking all right today. Because you being a faithful man or being a faithful woman has been a natural thing. But now you're looking at this person kind of like, oh, well, you know, she said this to me today. Yeah. Oh, she looking all right. Yeah. What happened? Something happened that got you off track with your peace. And I think that's where we have to, we got to do the work. We have to get back to that because like we said earlier, for those who may not, heard what Jamel was saying in reference to our homes, our household, our men being the leaders in our home, and how now the women are taking those positions. The peace is missing. Yeah. The Prince of Peace is missing in reference to the husband. The Prince of Peace is missing in reference to the man as a home, or that male figure. So we got to get back to that. Yeah. Woo! I felt that thing. So now, being a relationship mechanic, for those who are just joining us, thank you so much for joining us. I see you guys. Jamel is a relationship mechanic. He's an author. He's a philanthropist. He's a motivational speaker, and he's pouring into me right now. I'm smiling like this is peace right now. Okay, this is peace right now, and I'm grateful for that encounter with this. I'm going to refer to this man as an angel. I'm grateful for that encounter with that angel because not only was I accepting my peace, but I also went another step to say, why did you respond in this way? Is there something going on there? If it is, write that down. Whatever God is saying to you. And I'm big on journaling. So if you're not a person who likes to or who has written things down, God admonishes us to write it down and make it plain. It may be something God spoke to you. You may forget it. So write that thing down so you can meditate on it, so you can attach the word to it so you can get back to that peace. Or like he once said, maybe you never had peace before. You could be a part of that generational curse where they passed on toxicity, where they passed on being aggressive and only connected with people who condone your aggression when no. That's not normal behavior, beloved, for you to be coming in places and yelling and everybody got to be like this and not sure what's going to come out your mouth. Everybody on pins and needles like, oh, we don't know what he's going to say. That's not peace. So ask God to reveal his peace, to, give you peace and then start to move in that fashion. Amen. Listen. A lot was said. And when I tell you, I know it's God because we ain't even have to do this today. Like he could have been enjoying his Friday. I could have enjoyed my Friday, do whatever I'm doing, but this is God. Like I know he's intentional with everything he does. He doesn't do things by happenstance. So if you are battling with your peace, if you are battling internally, with your identity, if you are in a position that I was talking about in reference to situationships and, not understanding why I feel like, she's taking over the relationship and you don't feel like the man in the relationship, you don't feel like the king in your home or you dealing with these different things, ask God about peace, and he'll reveal certain things. He'll reveal when you may have gotten off course, or he'll reveal when you basically given her the reins to say, okay, you take over the relationship then. Because some of you may not even know you've done that. You may not even know that you put her in a position where now she kind of had to take over because maybe you've lost your peace and now you've gone silent. you've gone dormant, and now she wants to be in a healthy relationship, or she wants to be that supportive spouse, but she may not have the tools to help you. She may just be like always been the person that's been supportive, but now she has to take over, and she's still trying to figure things out. So we want to understand what has happened in our relationships, in this day and age, in this society where everybody's roles or positions have, it's just chaotic. There's so much confusion, identity issues. We really need to see and get in touch with the Prince of Peace and bring that back to us as individuals as well as collectively as an item.
Yes.
I can sit and dwell in that for some time, but we can't do that because we're live right now. But listen, Jamel Jackson, relationship mechanic, based in Atlanta, but travels.
You know what the peace of God does?
What does it do?
It will be tested.
Mm-hmm.
But even as we sit here, it almost makes you feel timeless.
God's time.
Like, not to say that you should, because it's peace to have you do your schedule. But even as I'm sitting here, I'm like, his peace is just in me and on me so much right now. It's like, I'm not moved or not constricted by time. That's what I mean by timeless. I understand we do have time, but I don't feel constricted by it. I feel like time is my slave.
Yeah.
Because the peace of God, because God, he exists outside of time.
Yes.
Yes, we're in time. This is a revelation of difference coming for those that know this. This is a revelation coming. You have to catch this. You might not get this right now. But I feel timeless.
Yeah.
My physical body is in time. Yes, this is what I'm going with. But the peace of God in my spirit feels timeless. I'm about to be moving different when I leave here today. I'm telling you, because I don't feel constricted by time. It says this in his word. It says we're seated with Christ. We're seated with Christ in heavenly places. Our spirit.
Yes, sir.
How is that? And I'm here though. It's seated with him, and so when the peace of God enters, and I'm that close to him in heavenly places. When he moved, I move like that on the earth. My spirit is timeless.
Yes, I love that.
My physical body is constricted by this time. That's sweet. It's serious. Trust me, I got serious to this.
Let's go.
Listen, I love y'all, man.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on. Once again, we're all figuring things out, right? As a human being, we're imperfect beings. God is the only perfect being. So we are literally, dwelling on this earth, figuring things out. With that, we have to be grateful that daily God gives us grace. Daily God gives us, mercy. And with that gift that he gives us daily, we're not going to cross every I and dot every T. Right. But the goal daily should be, like the gentleman said, praying and asking God for peace. Because like we said again, in the peace, there's so many levels in the peace. When you mentioned forgiveness, that thing did this to me. Because I know for me, and I'm going to be transparent right now, for me, how God has been dealing with me in my peace, I know some of those who are attached to me and related to me don't understand it. And I've had to be in that place where I stopped trying to understand it, because then the peace is going to be counterfeit. It makes so much sense. If he's telling you, my peace, it surpasses all understanding, you're frustrated trying to figure out how to understand it when that's not your job. Sometimes your job is to sit in it, dwell in it, and let God do the work. Some will catch on and some won't. And that's where it comes in at, where people come into your life for a reason and a season. You have to sit in that peace with that. And that can be hard sometimes. Because, we love people. We want to have relationships forever. Like, we want to be connected to people forever, especially loved ones, especially people that are our blood, our siblings, our parents, whoever. We just want that. But sometimes the all-knowing will tell us, no, I'm giving you peace. And you're not going to always understand what that looks like. You're not going to always understand what that feels like. But I need you to trust me in that peace. So in that peace, there's going to be a level of trust. There's going to be a level of faith. There's going to be a level of love. And not just love for the people, but self-love. Okay? So even in that peace, that's why you'll find yourself want to do more for you. You'll be designed to get your nails and your feet done. You just want to go get your hair washed. You don't even do your own hair, but you just want to be at peace. You know what I'm saying? So it's all connected with you dealing and sitting in God's peace without understanding all that he's doing. When you start removing yourself from certain people, places, and things, that's connected to the peace. He knows his intentions for you. You know what I'm saying? He made you with purpose. So you have to be able to sit in his peace and let God do the work around you. That's why a lot of you are realizing in this time right now, certain people are falling off and the divine connections are kicking in so crazy. He's answering prayers where you're saying, okay, God, you want me to do this in ministry? You want me to do this, but I'm losing people, bring me the right people. And sometimes he'll have you sitting by yourself, still getting his work done. But then out of nowhere, the right people start coming to you. People who you think is somebody, but they looking at you like, no, you're the somebody I need to be connected to. And you're like, oh. And then you start realizing, oh, this is part of God's peace for me. I actually asked for this specific thing, but he's just now bringing a revelation. Let me sit in this while he does the work for me and in me. That's called peace. Yes. So I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me. I'm excited for all of us, especially those who grab a hold to this message from today, connected to the Prince of Peace.
Awesome.
Anything else for us? Tell the people where they can reach you. Listen, let me just say this before you start. The assessment he was speaking on this is part of his services. Yep. So please tell them, about your company and all that your services and reference relationships.
Yeah, my website is jameldjackson.com, and all the social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, is Jamel D Jackson. Any one of those platforms, click the link, and it's going to take you into my world. And I'm a transparent person, so you can DM me and say, yo, what's up? I want to talk to you, and we're going to make it happen.
Let's do it.
If anything, I'm just going to be offering you peace, bro.
Yes, love that. Anything be offering you peace, bro. That's good. But let me be clear as well. Jamel does what he does, but what I love about him is if you contact him and whatever you have going on is not his thing per se, he has, like I said, # divine connection. He has other people available that he's attached to, that he trusts, that the fruits are there, that he can say, listen, reach out to this person, this is their avenue. And I know they can bless you because I feel that for you, I'm praying for you or whatever the case can be. He will send you to the person that's for you. This is not about him. No. This is not about him. Trust me. This is not about him. Okay. So this is not a thing of, I just want to take I got this many clients. Yeah. God is blessing me. That's not that.
First of all, I'm not taking that many clients.
Right.
Because I want my peace.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm serious.
Hello.
I'm gonna leave this alone.
He's trying to leave it alone.
Tell him why.
He's trying to leave it alone. But yes, please make sure you contact him on all social media platforms. His website, Jamel D Jackson. His podcast as well, The Value TV show.
On YouTube.
Okay.
Platform. Just type in my name, Jamel D Jackson. The Value TV show is packed with a lot of tools.
Listen, y'all gotta tap in.
Healthy relationships. And I'm an author. I got a book called The Value of Relationships. I got a workbook called The Value Workbook, and 2 journals, one for men and one for women. And I'm not telling you all right, shout out.
Listen, hit that link on Instagram. You'll see all that he has going on for you, for the people, for relationships. Because when I tell you he just blessed me, God be knowing, man. I gotta make sure that God be knowing, because he be knowing. Like this is not my happenstance. I just know, and I know there's a certain person on right now. I know that what was spoken, I know that it hit you. In my prayer is that you tap into the Prince of Peace. Thank you so much for coming on today. Listen, make sure you guys subscribe to How Michael Lady She Podcast on YouTube. Listen, this platform is to educate, encourage, and empower. Tap in, y'all. Listen, the year is not over. I don't know if something has shifted where you went from being excited to now you're feeling kind of dormant. Tap into the Prince of Peace. We got 2 more, how many more months? 2 more months left in 2022. Finish strong, finish with the Prince of Peace, and we're out of here. Later. Peace.